Hello there everyone, welcome back to the Road to 100. This is episode 79. In this episode we're going to be in the Ridge of Frozen Souls, as you can see here. And we're going to be taking on Nicola, and we're also going to be running the Hellfire Pipe. And we're going to be running the Regenerative Drain with the White Vestment or Black Vestment alleviated to make sure that we have quick mobility with the pipe. And we don't have a lot of drain attack, but that's not really what we're going for. But this is the lightest Hound's Veil that gives the highest light damage out of a Hound's Veil, so we can take advantage of Regenerative Drain and a whole bunch of different buffs here to make sure that we can do really high damage Shadow Assaults. So there's not really a lot to explain here. It's just whether or not we can actually execute, and we're gonna leave the veil on as it matches my character here in a pretty good way, as you can see here with the black and the red and the embroidery around and everything. So not going to be too much to talk about here. This is going to be more of a simply just an execution kind of a build, just to see if we can actually do it and go for it. Now again, Louis is a good choice to go for here, because we have he does fire damage, and since this area is weak to fire, as it implies in the name, it's Frozen Souls, so if we do fire damage, then we can do pretty well. So we'll go for bridge now, and we'll go for fire, and we'll go for offensive order. So this way, if we get hit, we don't lose anything. Okay. And we do pretty good damage versus the dogs, but we have no I-core drain, so we have to go for backstabs in order to replenish our I-core. Okay. But these guys are weak to lightning, as we don't have lightning here active. We're definitely going to be in a hard way. Now if we get a drain here, this fella runs up on us and blows himself up, so we'll just let him do that. Okay, and we can go ahead and take these guys out pretty simply and easily. And again, like I said, this is simply about execution and nothing else. Okay, and let's go for a Shadow Assault on the gunner. Oh, or this guy. And we almost killed the gunner with that Shadow Assault, and we put that guy up over the edge. So that was pretty good, even though he resists fire. All these kinds of fellas through here resist fire, but that's okay. We'll run up on these guys. Okay. Now we lost a whole lot of damage there, as we lost Louis' overdrive and as well as my overdrive. Oops. Oops. And that's where the gunners are a real problem. But since we have Regenerative Drain, we can get most of our health back when we come up on enemies here. Now, thankfully, we have fire damage available to us for the brutes, so we can go ahead and knock off their ice armor regardless of when that happens, and so on and so forth. Oops. Okay. Oh, missed the launch there, just for the fact of getting a launch and increasing our I-core pool. Good. And we're not going to heal because we want to see how far the Regenerative Drain can take us. And see, now that we're getting more I-core available, we can do a whole lot more buffs at the same time. Okay. Okay. And we lost overdrive from both Louis and myself, so that is a real problem with taking a hit. Okay. And we'll go for overdrive again, and we'll go ahead and heal once, just to see how far this takes us with this fella up here. Whoa, easy there, boy. Where is he going? Okay, he's not going off the edge, so we'll go for a backstab on him. And we'll get that flame damage going. So that did 6,000. That was pretty good. And we just bludgeon him down with the pipe through several strikes. So yeah, the pipe in this area as a hellfire pipe, it does very good damage, and it's you know, it's nothing crazy, but it's definitely considerable. And as you see, when we're doing just regular damage versus most enemies, we're just hitting in the thousands for each strike, which is really good. And the double overdrive stack from Louis and myself, let's see here, 1.375 squared, so that's giving us an 89% increase in damage just from the 2 overdrive stacks. So it's definitely worth it. And if you had a third person in here, they could give you another overdrive stack, which would cube that, which would get you to 160% increase in damage. So it just starts scaling over and above any other gift that you can stack on yourself. And if you had a second person as well, they could give you another offensive order, and they could give you another flame weapon. So you could have 2 flame weapons, 2 offensive orders, 3 overdrives, and your bridge to glory and an adrenaline. You can have an increasingly monstrous build when you pair with friends. So that would be my advice if you're looking for an overpowered pipe build, is pair this 2 of these kinds of people who are built with cert in this way, paired up with Louis as your partner. You can do monstrous damage. And the cool thing is that it's a pipe, so it looks pretty impressive among friends and those who might be watching. So it's a lot of fun. Okay. And won't give him a chance to... Oh, I don't know what's going on here. But that was strange. He got knocked out of the animation. And as we only do 7 I-core on a backstab, I mean, it takes us quite a few backstabs to make sure that we go ahead and kill everybody effectively. So we can go for this, and then we'll go for the dogs here. Good, and the dogs are no problem for us. And again, because we're here, we just have to go for it. Yep, there he goes. Come here, buddy. Yep. Okay, now he's about halfway. So we go over here. Goodbye. That guy, he's never gonna learn. But that's okay. I don't mind that way. Okay. So let's go for a Shadow Assault. Now that doesn't do that much damage, as these guys kind of resist crush damage. You want to be doing Slash and Pierce, and we don't have that available to us. But we can go for the next best thing. Not sure what Louis is doing there. He's freaking out in the corner of the screen. So let's get up here and get a Shadow Assault before this guy gets too aggressive here. Okay, and that was pretty close to the edge there. Bridge to Glory is over, so we're going to have to pay attention to that as we go up to this fella up here, as he has a couple of different attacks, so we want to make sure that we watch for those. So there's that one. Good, that's the one attack. Normally he has a double attack or a staggered attack, so we definitely got lucky there. And now we have the double stack of overdrive from Louis, so we do pretty good damage. Now we lost that stack from Louis, so we'll go for overdrive. And let's head up to the dogs. Let's get some I-core back if we can. Good. Good. Okay, and we'll go for the overdrive, and we'll save 5 I-core for the following brute up here. Let's see, we don't have any knives equipped, but we can go for these gifts here, or these consumables, to make sure that we do pretty good damage versus this fella. Whoops. Oh, whoops. What is that? Okay. Twinkle toes here. Okay, let's back up. Whoa. Let's see if we can get a launch, or we can't get a, okay, let's go for flame weapon. There he goes. No backstab, I guess. Okay. There goes his armor. Good. Let's see what he's gonna do here. He's gonna roll. There we go. And still no backstab. There he goes. Okay, let's go for bridge, as that is extremely important. And we'll go for a flame weapon. So this is all we have now. Oh, yep. Okay. Good. And let's beat him down. Okay. So that was a pretty intense fight. My legs are clenched, definitely. But that was pretty good. Let's go for some health back here. Still no abuse on the drains here, but piping that guy down is extremely beneficial for both of us, for Louis and myself. Okay. Now we'll get some backstabs here, get some I-core back, and then we'll be heading... Oops. Okay, let's go for a launch. Let's go for another launch. I'm not sure why that guy decided to go for a meat instead of Louis, but it is what it is. And we made it to the Nicola fight in one piece, which is pretty good. Okay. And since we have a regen inducer up here that we can take care of, we can definitely go ahead and use one here. And we'll head on up. Now we need to get a couple of backstabs from the fellas that are lurking in the snow up here, so we'll go ahead and take advantage of them. It wasn't that well hidden. The map clearly shows that there's something there, so we took advantage of it. Oops. Okay. So that guy's gone. So let's go ahead and pick up this fella here. Oh. Oh. There's a backstab. Now we don't want Bridge to Glory running, as that will reduce our I-core drain here, since we will kill this guy more backstabs this way than we would if he was allowed to take damage from the pipe. There we go. Good. Okay. Now remember, we're just doing this. Hello, Silene. Take a picture with her and the pipe. Good. Okay. And let's go ahead and heal up. Now we're gonna keep regenerative drain. Let's go for swift destruction, simply because we've got a lot of buffs here to go. So let's power up.
That's a solid start.
And we'll get this going for the shadow assault, and we'll put these on just for the fact that we can do them right now, and they'll probably go out during the fight, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and drink some water before the fight. Okay, now this is a pretty bad pairing here, that we have all these buffs and everything, but he resists crush. We definitely should be doing pierce, but we're doing crush, so it is what it is. Okay, good. Okay, let's go in on him. Good. Let's get some stamina back here. Okay, he's going for Louis. Good. Okay, let's back up. Let's go for a flame weapon. Okay, he's probably going to do the icicles. Crap. Okay, and time it. We can still get Louis. Wow. Okay, oops. Okay, and time it and dodge, and let's go ahead and heal one. Okay. Whoop. That was a bad dodge. Okay, let's heal twice. We definitely need some ichor here. Whoops. Okay. We need a little bit more ichor here. Okay, and dodge. There we go, we get bridge back. Good. Whoops. There we go. And let's go for some more attacks here. Okay, let's go ahead and heal. Good. And dodge. Whoops, I can't see. Okay, let's back up. Okay. I thought he might have killed Louis there. Whoops, and here he comes. There we go. We dodged it. Whoops, we didn't dodge that. Okay, let's go ahead and heal. And let's go for dodge here. And let's go for flame weapon. Now we have 2 ichor available, so we can heal Louis. Okay. And Louis is probably gonna die, so we'll heal him. Good that we have 2 ichor. Okay, perfect. Okay, so 1 round pipe wind there. That's very good. So definitely works out pretty well. Running cert, but as you can tell, we have a real problem bossing as we have really limited ichor stocks. Sorry, Mia. But to continue doing our damage, we absolutely need at least 5 ichor to run Bridge to Glory. If we don't have Bridge to Glory, this entire thing is for naught. So it's definitely in our best interest to do a drain every now and then to try and get as much ichor back as we can. So that was pretty good. A deathless run here in the Ridge of Frozen Souls. And if looks could kill, this is definitely that pairing of outfits and blood veils. I'm really glad that this actually works out pretty well to look this good, actually. Probably had to cut some holes in the sleeves there for the wings, but that's okay. It's definitely worth it to look good and kill effectively. So that's a little bit about cert and how you can pair up a whole bunch of buffs to kind of just bludgeon enemies down with the pipe, especially when they're weak to fire, and you have 3 different fire buffs that you can be running. You can be running flame weapon, the fire damage on the pipe itself, and then you have flame cartridges, flame weapon, and then you have 50 fire on the weapon itself. Now if you do a hellfire pipe plus 10 or something with 70 fire, you don't get the scaling craziness of the gifts, of the hellfire pipe gifts, but it is what it is. Okay, and then we head back to home base and such, and watch cutscenes, and then we'll be heading into the underground. So this is where we part ways.
Take care.
And we will see you in the next episode of The Road to 100.